There's an Elden Ring DLC lawsuit, apparently, which is silly. So let's check that out.
Player sues over Elden Ring's alleged hidden content, game's difficulty. What? Yes, that's
How?
a real sentence that was written, that I just read to you, and that you just heard. And yes, the lawsuit is real.
What the f-
I mean,
26th of July of 2020.
that part doesn't surprise me. Like, I don't know. America sues over anything.
A 4chan thread was created by the self-named user Nora Kizaragi, stating that in 2 months an Elden Ring lawsuit would occur, as he is suing From Software over allegations of hidden content behind a barrier of impenetrable difficulty. His initial post in the thread reads as follows.
September 25th, 2024 is when Bandai Namco Games enters court for a hearing in my Elden Ring lawsuit that claims we have only played half of From Software's games and a whole new game is hidden inside, and that it's too hard to access for even its most dedicated fans. In
What? What is this voice? It's the best.
less than 2 months, you will be forced to realize game devs cater to crazy people because they have courage that you don't to explore the unknown world. You will be forced to realize hackers have been lying to you, telling you content is cut when it's actually just undiscovered.
What? I'm so confused. Is this voice AI? I don't know.
No offense, my man, but I think the only crazy one here is you. We are all familiar with cut content, right? It's not a strange practice for game companies to leave unused assets inside the game's files. Many data miners in the community...
I was gonna say, I don't think anybody's ever been mad about this. They just more find it as, like, unseen treasures.
Have already showcased lots of these files, with channels like Zully the Witch, for example, being one of the biggest. It's simply content that, for whatever reason, did not make it into the final release of the game.
Usually people just find this really interesting. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's mad about it.
Remember the infamous Fears undergarments, right? Part of the Deathbed set, Deathbed Smalls, is currently unobtainable in the game.
Oh my god, is this underwear? Deathbed Smalls? Is this underwear? What is this? What am I looking at? The cake is a lie! Yeah, no wonder we're suing them. Give us the Elden Ring undergarments! Lift the veil and let me see the cheeks!
And in the past, having it in your inventory would outright ban you. A Reddit user even made...
Why would you get banned? Oh, I can only imagine this. Be like, you're in multiplayer and like, be like, I will make it impossible for you to even play the game again. And you'd be like, how could you do such a thing? How could this happen? You have no ability to do that. And they'll be like, I already have. Remember when we emoted at each other to do a duel at that time? I hacked into your inventory and put a pair of unmentionables. Not just any unmentionables. The one and only unmentionables. The Deathbed Smalls into your inventory. And now you will never, ever be able to be seen in the game again. They really, really want you to have no maidens. Like, by any means necessary. Like, it really checks out with the lore. Like, you have underwear in your inventory, that's the one way you're gonna get insta-banned. Just shipped off the game entirely. Goodbye.
Even made a thread discussing his experience with the item. Someone dropped it for him, and sometime later he got this message on the main menu.
I told you! Oh my god! I just made that story up, but it could really happen. Be like, I dropped you an item that you can have. You picked it up unknowingly. Oh, what a dumb, uninformed, tarnished you are! You will be banned for life! A couple days ago, let me read this. A couple days ago, I traded someone for the magical scorpion charm. Progressed too far and Celevis died, so I couldn't get it. And they dropped the Deathbed Smalls as well. Also, I mostly played offline and did not use a cheat engine. Right, yesterday I log in and I get this message. After some testing, it turns out I was quarantined. Soft ban. That meant I could only play with other quarantined players. Because there are far few players in the queue. There were no summon signs. If you think you may be soft banned, this is one way to check. I love how they're containing them. They're keeping them in solitary confinement with all the other people who have underwear in their inventory. You in here for the, panty loot as well? Yeah, been here 3 days. How about you? Same. It's rough times. It's rough times. Actual horny Jill. Don't pick up the panties you don't know about. Don't pick up the panties. Whatever you do, resist looting the underwear. I can't. I can't. While quarantined, you can still be password summoned. See messages and bloodstain and get group password, rune buffs. Oh my god. I messaged Bandai Namco a week ago to see if deleting the deathbed smalls would be enough. They said they could not guarantee that the character would be safe from a permanent soft ban unless I deleted the entire save file. You're already corrupt, Tarnish. You've already made your decision. There is no going back. Decisions in this game are permanent. You decided to kill that NPC? Well, that's going to cost you. You decided to loot unmentionables from the deathbed undergarments. We cannot forgive this. You cannot go back. This is a permanent decision. Tarnished! Eradicated!
Experience with the item, someone dropped it for him, and sometimes...
Man, those are pretty underwear. I'm sorry. Look at those. Hold on. Look at how pretty these are. What the heck? Why'd they have to detail them so nicely just to ban them? Why'd they have to put all the jewelry on them? It was all a trick. A trap. It was a test of my will and I failed.
And sometime later, he got this message on the main menu. He got soft banned. After contacting From Software regarding this issue, the team acknowledged that the item was considered modified data, which caused his ban. The item did exist in the game's files, but it was supposed to be inaccessible on purpose, with no in-game way of obtaining it.
So how did the original people even get it?
Relevant to this case because it proves that cut content is not some super guarded secret. It's just that. Content that didn't make it into the final game for whatever reason, and that can be data mined by people or obtained.
See, this is the thing I say about all drama content, right? It's like this stuff it's not that deep. People get so deep about it. It's like, bro, it's not. Calm down. Go outside. All right? Or rest on Fia's lap for a little bit.
Via illicit method.
Get a hug, get a cursed hug from Fia. Rethink your decisions.
This is very important to consider because Nora states this regarding hidden content.
The insinuation is that game developers have succeeded in hiding the campaign from data miners since the NES, meaning the parallel universe theory is 38 years old. They've kept it a secret for 38.
What the hell? This man has got some deep lore. Holy! Man!
8 years.
Is this secret campaign in the room with us right now, Nora? Look, it would be understandable to add a...
There's so much content in this game, like what the...
couple of secrets here and there for players to discover. This was a normal practice in old games from the PS1 and PS2 era.
Yeah, like people will still discover stuff from old games that they didn't know before, like 10 or 20 years later. It doesn't mean they were like doing it in order to make it so you could never find it. It's just like... with games this big, with this many, like, variable things to do, you know, sometimes it just takes a while for somebody to actually find something.
Like hidden bosses in Final Fantasy games and such.
Yeah.
But usually this content was accessible by following a trail of quest lines and obvious hints throughout the game. The point of this, aside from passion for craftsmanship, is always money. Let this be a lesson to all of you poggies. When you're looking for the reason behind a corporate decision, the answer will always be money. Have players talk about it and have other players buy your game thanks to this information. Make the cost of producing secret extra content profitable because these things take time and money to produce. Being this the case, I want you to ask yourself, what is the point of inaccessible, huge portions of content?
Yeah. This guy is making it sound like they like... nobody would do this, because if they had a whole other game underneath this, they would just be, like, refusing to make money. There is no corporation who would do this to themselves willingly. Like, it doesn't take that much to figure out that this guy's line of thinking makes no sense.
The developers would be wasting precious budget and resources into making pieces of content that almost no one would discover nor talk about for the sake of... what? Useless elitism? If not even data miners can find it to spread the rumors and have more people interested in buying their product, why make it at all? And mind you, lack of proof of its existence does not count as proof of its existence.
Yeah.
I know this is just me arguing with a clearly mentally unstable person at this point, but
Yeah, because that was, like, something I was saying. I was like, this guy's kind of just unwell and a goober, right? Like, that's why I decided to cover it, because I'm like, this does not hold any weight. This is, like... This is so silly.
I believe that healthy discussions can be achieved by discussing each point and the reasoning behind them rather than simply dismiss it as the delusions of a madman. But the more you read into it...
No, he's a madman. I'm sorry. This is my one disagreement. I do find it interesting to talk into, like, even when somebody is, like, mad, right? It's like figuring out what led them to that warped way of thinking is interesting, okay? It's like, I find it interesting, but humoring it as not being delusional is where I draw the line. Like, no. This is a circus of monkeys. I do find the monkeys interesting to try to figure out why the monkeys did the thing, you know? But I never thought maybe they weren't actually monkeys.
The more you realize that that's what it basically is.
I'm getting my day in court. How will you cope with the truth? I became insane because it's what Hidetaka Miyazaki wanted in the case of Bloodborne. He wanted the players to break the shackles of humanity in the Drained of Blood interview.
Oh my god. This guy is so lost in unwell sauce.
Then he proceeds to quote Miyazaki about Bloodborne lore. If this person can't tell the difference between in-game lore and real life, then you know that you'll most likely be wasting your time by talking to them. However,
Well, I knew this before he even got to that point. This only just adds a second layer of, like, interesting delusional specimen to me.
like I said, you can always address these issues semi-seriously and healthily discuss them as long as you don't also fall into their delusion bubble, which is...
Yeah, but the problem is when you try to have a healthy discussion around a person who's willing to spend thousands of dollars in courts, you know, to, like, prove this, you're already, like, I'll use an Asmongold quote. Sorry. You don't have to like Asmongold, all right? But you can't reason someone into something that they never reasoned themselves into. You can't reason them out of that thinking. That's why this doesn't work. If you could use reasoning, then yes, this would work. But the way he's going about this and his entire reasoning of getting here doesn't have to do with reason. Which is why this would never work.
What the District Court of the Massachusetts State seemed to do. Like I mentioned earlier, the lawsuit is real, and it's scheduled for court hearing on the 25th of September. You can look it up yourself if you want, since Nora provided the docket number for it. I believe this to be evidence enough for us to completely disregard the idea of this being a troll post. This man really went all in and wants to sue From Software over a delusion, because even he knows...
Yeah, no. He's not joking. He's serious. No, he's not joking. He buys his own, like, all right?
That he doesn't have any evidence for his claims. When inquired about evidence for his claims, this is what he has to say.
Are you familiar with division by zero? The closer an equation gets to zero, the higher the increase of change becomes, approaching infinity.
Sorry.
Actually, that's wrong. Division by zero is when you have a
just let him have it, all right? This is what I mean. I feel like Paris socially guilty for her trying to explain this at all. I'm just like, I don't think his brain's in, I don't think his brain's in the room with us right now, so I feel like it's wasted to try to appeal to it, right?
Rational equation where x is in the denominator and you keep assigning values to x that approach 0. This behavior is called, in this case, vertical asymptote. As x approaches 0 from either the positive or negative direction, the value of y increases or decreases without bound, meaning
Oh my god, I can't focus on this. My ADHD is like, I already did school. I don't even want to learn basic math again.
Tends to positive or negative infinity. This is because division by a number very close to 0 results in a very large magnitude of y. The limit of the equation is 2 intervals from negative infinity to almost 0 and almost
I feel like this is so nice that you took all the time, but at the same time, like, I get so, like, I tried to be like this and like, try to inform, and I just always feel like it's never a good idea.
0 to positive infinity. And the funny thing is that, contrary to what he said, the graphical change of the equation gets less and less evident the closer to 0 the value gets. Sorry, I had to spurg out.
In this case, we have a whole bunch of hints that there's another world out.
I mean, it's still nice that, like, they're being so informative just to tell us, like, exactly how it does work. Like, I don't mind it. He may not listen, but we're listening.
No evidence, but these constant hints game developers keep dropping out. For instance, in the case of Sekiro's art book, teasing that he might be a ninja in the other side of the story. In the case of
Oh my god, all of his proof is video games. Oh, I would have already checked out. See, this is why I don't even do drama content where, like, there's a point to be had and it's just silly. Like, I'm already losing. You know, like, my blood pressure's rising. Like, even reading, like, I would have been done already.
Born, we see Gurman in the fishing hamlet, in a magazine can, things that haven't been found in their respective games. The first answer is, it was cut in development. The real answer is, it's a whole new world.
My man, that's just world building, a thing developers and creators do to expand and enrich their imaginary worlds for their fictional stories. It's not a conspiracy theory about deliberately hidden content, but we're not gonna convince you, are we? You know,
No, you never were. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really resonate with this, okay? When you have, like, this person is clearly smart, okay? This person is clearly smart. Like, OnlyWaifu is talking, like, actual facts where, like, if somebody was uninformed, this person is very informative and able to teach you something. And it's like, I'm so sorry this is an unwilling participant in learning. Oh, it's like such a smart voice wasted on insanity. This is a 4chan chatter willing to spend whatever money he has on a lawsuit. That makes no sense, alright?
The thing that caught our attention in the beginning was that we thought the guy was suing FromSoft because of the DLC's difficulty, which turned out to be, about 10% true, perhaps? One can make the argument that the dude thinks the game's too hard and he's making excuses on why he can't uncover perceived hidden content, but we don't think that's really the case. This guy's just a loony.
Yeah, he's actually unwell because he is literally believing, like, not that it's just difficult, but, like, the whole hidden content, and he's backing it up with video game quotes and stuff. Like, there's a lot to unpack. I would not want to unpack it, you know? It's like, it's a lot to unpack, but when the suitcase, you know, says it's in Narnia, like, the person says their suitcase is in Narnia and it's clearly Walmart, it's like, oh, man. Yeah, there's no hope here.
However, who knows? Maybe some data miner will discover never-seen-before new secrets in older Souls titles.
That'd be
and
pretty
reveal
cool.
that all this time this guy was an evil mastermind of sorts. But no, I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. At the end of the day, this is just a crazy guy talking crazy shit. Legal experts doubt the lawsuit will succeed, citing the speculative nature of the claims and the challenge of proving consumer deception at the time of making...
Or the fact, like, you don't even need to get that, you don't even need to be, like, extremely well-spoken or, like, extremely thoughtful to figure out why this won't work. You, like, it's just killing me. It's just killing me. It's like, it's a 4chan poster that is suing a huge company. Like, that's not gonna work.
this goofy video, data miners have not uncovered evidence of a hidden game within Elden Ring or other From Software titles. Additionally, from a legal standpoint, proving that the game's difficulty constitutes deceptive practice under consumer protection laws will be difficult without substantial evidence, and the plaintiff must demonstrate how this alleged deception has harmed consumers. Good luck with that,
Oh
bro.
my God.
But yeah, we just wanted to share this.
My emotional damage is immeasurable. We have to take them to court. I've been told to get good too many times.
Batshit crazy story, and we're eager to see how this moves forward after the day of the court hearing.
That's absolutely...
You know that meme about...
Yeah, so I think that most people are following this because of how stupid it is and how he's actually willing to spend that much money to go to court. Like, there's plenty of people who have bad takes, but not a lot of them will, like, put their entire wallet behind it and, like, go to court with it.